Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fallen Sandwich Gaming with the continuation of our Let's Play of MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. I'm sure you saw our very long and very difficult missions, very long episodes I should say. We're going to try to keep the episode length down a little bit. Let me know whether or not you like that kind of stuff. I know that it can be kind of hit or miss with the episode length. As you can see, we are way down on funds, and that is because we took a lot of damage. So 55 days to fix the Black Knight, 77 days to fix the Awesome, 101 days to fix the Victor, 103 for the Charger, and 113 for the King Crab. Obviously the Victor was our acquisition, the Victor Basilisk, one of the hero variants. Now we do have these mechs in cold storage we can sell. Obviously I never see myself using the Cicada 3M, so that's 3 million back. These Javelins, they can go 400,000, Locust can go 300,000, Vulcan can go about 500,000, so back up to 11 after that. The quick draws job is probably done as well. It was a fun little thing to have around, but I don't see us using it. That's another 2 million, so we're back up to 13 at least. I don't necessarily see us going back to the Jaeger mech, even though it served us well. It's probably going to be permanently retired, so it's good to get rid of that as well. So another 2 million from that. And the Shadowhawk, of course, another 2 million from that. I will keep the Dragon Flame just so it doesn't keep popping up as a hero mech option. And I will keep the other variant of the Orion just in case, just in case we're not happy with something's performance. Now, the reason we're selling all this stuff off is because I do want to accept this priority transmission, but we have 4 months to accept that contract, and so what I would like to do, pretty sure this is the Hero Commando down here at Tripoli, so we're not really going to waste our time with that. But what I would like to do is fly back into a high difficulty area, which will take 69 days, and just see if we can make a last minute addition to the team. It'll also allow our pilots to recover, our mechs to repair. Before we go take on this set of Davion missions from the transmission, it'd be nice to just see if we can pick up anything else. Some pilots here. There's an awesome 8V, which is kind of a do-all awesome. It's a weird one for sure. I do like that the torso slots are where the weapons are. It's pretty good. There's also Banshee 3E here. Not really the best version of the Banshee. It's missing a lot of the necessary weapon slots you'd want. It's the Cataphract CTF-1X, which is a pretty good version of the Cataphract. Obviously you get your one ballistic slot and then you just go all in on lasers. But it's also a 70-tonner, not really sure about that, and we wouldn't consider either of these. There's the laser light show Hunchback there. Yeah, I don't see this really being something we're interested in, especially with that low armor. Interestingly enough, seems like Asta is the only other place around here that actually has any solid mech options. Let me just check this. 70 days remain. So if we were to go up there, it would take 20 days. So let's just float up there. Again, we're trying to kill time while things get fixed. That way we don't accept this transmission and everything is still destroyed. Let's just take a look at what these rare mechs are. Usually rare mech isn't actually indicative of the quality of what you're going to see. So the Archer 2 RB, with the Agincourt, I wouldn't really see a point in this. There's also the Highlander 732, which mounts a Gauss instead of an AC-20. It's a good version for sure. But for 10 million, I don't know. I don't know if it's really worth it. It's going to have the same problems that the 733C had, which is that it's just too slow. It's just way too slow. I mean, I know the King Crab is also that slow, but the King Crab has a little bit of a different profile. Like here's a King Crab Quad Zero. Very, very similar to the one we're currently running in another Warhammer 6R. So yeah, I think the only thing we really would consider here is the 732. It's just going to have all the same problems that the regular Highlander had. Even though I was willing to kind of overlook that, I don't think it's really what we're here for. I mean, it's left torso, right torso. Yeah, those arm-mounted weapons are just a money sink. So let's just go ahead and check real quick on how long those last work orders are going to take. So only another 20 days. So if we can just make another tiny jump, maybe down to Terra. It does say there's a hero mech here at Terra, so it would be interesting to see what it is. I doubt we really have the funds for anything impactful. That's the hero javelin anyway, so definitely not. There's another King Crab 000B in this almost the same condition as the first one. So I guess if you're looking for a King Crab, this might be the place to go. There's a rifleman. I think this might be the first one we've actually seen for sale, which is a little bit sad. And then the Stalker 3FB. This is a good version of the Stalker. For 8 million, that would be half our funds. This is a tough one here, because this is a really good, in my opinion, this is a really good version of the Stalker. Extended range large lasers, medium lasers. It comes with 7 double heat sinks. I think I'm gonna buy it. So what I would have to do is probably drop the Shadowhawk. You know, I know I've been keeping a few mechs around for the lower weight missions. Honestly, probably is time to just part with the Vindicator. So we could do that. Vindicator has been like a medium mech MVP for whatever reason. You make what you will of that. And then I think I'm happy to buy this Stalker. So there you go. It's about 8 million. I think it's also worth just having a look. Yeah, no double heat sinks on the market. So that's a little bit sad. But yeah, we've got a new Stalker. Unfortunately, one of those double heat sinks it comes with is damaged, but what are you gonna do, right? So we can repair everything except that double heat sink, which is nice. Drop the Artemis ammo down into the legs. Obviously drop that double heat sink. I'm almost wondering if it's worth it to just go... Yeah, it probably is worth it to just go for another single heatsink. Now, does it need an ECM, I wonder? Because then I can go another half ton of Artemis ammo. Or actually... the armor's pretty close to max. And it's about the split I would do. So I wouldn't really need to mess with that. But if it doesn't need this ECM, I can fit another single heatsink and then another half ton of Artemis ammo. Which actually, oh yeah, I don't have that in half tons. And they don't sell it in half tons, do they? They do not. Okay, so this is what we're just going to rock with then. We'll leave the ECM in there. So, cool. Cool. So, 37 days remain to accept that. There is a way to just pass my timeline here. So, next event is the Charger, and then the King Crab. And then we need to take this priority transmission. So let's accept it. And, right? Yes. And then we'll head on out. So, Marshal Jackson Davion. Thank you for answering the call, Commander. I'm Marshal Jackson Davion of the Crucis Lancers, 2nd Battalion. You might know us better as the Kestrel Lancers. Colonel Sortek has informed me that you will be serving out your contract as an independent battle mech detachment under my command. We're glad to have you aboard. We need all the help we can get. To be honest with you, Commander, the Kestrel Lancers have seen better days. My predecessor was posted on the border with the Draconis Combine and suffered heavy losses at the hands of House Karita's raids during the Third Succession War. While on paper we may still officially exist as a full battalion of Crucis Lancers, the reality is that First Prince Davion is weighing our deactivation due to our current numbers. We've been aggressively recruiting to fix this, but I need experienced soldiers to build up a reliable corps that I can count on to get the job done and train up our fresh talent. After seeing your performance up close during the Galahad War Games, I'm confident that your unit is exactly what the Kestrel Lancers need at the moment. Although you have been contracted to us as a mercenary, officially you'll be added to the Kestrel Lancers roster as a Special Operations Battle Mech Company under my command. We want to preserve an appearance of strength to our enemies while our rebuilding is underway. Take your time to prepare your mechs and gear, then head to your nearest jump point. The AFFS will charter a command circuit to bring you the Crucis Lancers home base on Mira. Be prepared for anything, Commander. With Hans Davion's upcoming wedding to Melissa Steiner, the AFFS have been put on high alert. We'll provide you with a full briefing once you get to Mira. So let's set the course and head on out.
Husband, in honor of our marriage, I give you a regiment of battle mechs and the means to support them in perpetuity.
My love, in honor of our marriage, I give you a vast prize. The Capellan Confederation.
Oh boy.
Lancers, we have been called to war. Operation Rat is a go. Our objective? To cripple the Confederation's military-industrial complex, to bloody their most fanatic battle mech regiments, and to take their territory for our own, thus securing our borders for our newfound alliance with House Steiner. To do this, all 8 of the Crucis Lancer RCTs have been called upon to take one system, the most vital planet targeted by the Federated Suns, the fortress world of Tikhonov. Defended by numerous battle mech regiments, a vast network of man-made fortifications, and one of the most hardened planetary militias of the entire Inner Sphere. For over 600 years, Tikhonov has stood as an indomitable bastille, repelling all who dare to challenge its gauntlet of defenses. But the planet itself is a prize like no other. A fully self-sufficient world virtually untouched by the chaos of the succession wars. Heavily industrialized with an astronomical abundance of natural ore and mineral mining that fuels a booming planetary economy and acts as the foundation for Tikhonov's true prize, battle mech factories. Responsible for the manufacturing of large portions of the Capellan Confederation's heavy battle mech forces, and considered to be the lifeblood to the CCAF's war machine. Taking Tikhonov and its mech factories from the Confederation will rob them of one of their military's most vital resources and add it to our own. But the defenders of Tikhonov are among the most fanatical supporters of the Capellan state, many of them lifelong residents of the region. Expect them to fight with unparalleled levels of ferocity to defend their homeworld. First Prince Hans Davion has personally charged the Crucis Lancers with this mission: to break the unbreakable fortress world and claim its mech factories in the name of the Federated Suns. And as God is our witness, we will not misplace the faith that he has put into all of us. We will bend Tikhonov and any other Capellan world that stands in our way to our will.
Alright, so there's our dope little cutscene. So a big reason for taking these missions, is because the loot on them is great. It's nice to have a little story-based thing smack dab in the middle to do. You know, it's a good way to kind of get off the ground. There's a double heat sink on that one. You know, and if you do take one of the later starts, you're starting closer to this. Unless you do the Rosselhog start, which is after this, and then, you know, it's kind of the hard mode thing to start later and then do these missions. And they are a lot of fun. So, the invasion of Tikhonov has begun. Over 300 dropships carrying all 8 regiments of the Crucis Lancers are continuing a high G burn towards the planet. Our flotilla's aerospace escort has just fought back the Knight Rider's deep space interdiction force, leaving only one more obstacle that we must clear before we can make planetfall. The Kestrel Lancers have been tasked with destroying a series of anti-dropship batteries located on Tikhonov's first moon, Doria. These batteries, combined with the remaining Knight Rider aerospace fighters, could do some serious damage to the Lancers' invasion force as they try to breach the planet's atmosphere. So it is imperative that we clear the way for our fellow Lancers. This war is just beginning, so remember your training, watch each other's backs, and do not overcommit your forces in this opening engagement. We'll still need mechs at the ready for when we make planetfall. Let's show the rest of the Crucis Lancers what the new Kestrel Lancers can do. Okay. So, the second Crucis has been tasked with clearing a number of anti-dropship planetary defense installations across Tikhonov's first moon. This is the opening shot in what could be a very long war, so pace yourselves and not take any unnecessary risks. Our real fight will be on the planet's surface, so don't overcommit your best pilots and equipment yet. There may be a greater need for them later. So, as you can see, we are probably just going to take the money on this one. I do believe it is a battlefield mission. So obviously we're not going to be able to take our heaviest stuff into this one. In fact, probably no matter what we do, we're going to be over a little bit. I am going to take the Black Knight. I think the speed is necessary. And then probably can stick Rollins in the Kintaro. Can go Shadowhawk for Goldsmith. And then we've still got exactly 60. Do I have a 60? I don't. The lightest I have is a 70, which is the Archer. So that would be the smallest penalty we could get. Which I think is fine. Oh no, we're 10 over. So we would need a... Oh yeah, a 60. We would need a 60. Which we don't have, right? Yeah, we definitely don't have a 60. So supposedly when Rise of Rasselhag comes out, which it might already be out at the time of this recording, full disclosure, I'm always a little bit ahead. We are supposed to get expanded mech storage, so hopefully it'll be easier to keep that late game medium lance hanging around.
Reactor online. Sensors online.
Just double check the weapon groups quick. Yeah, everything looks right. Okay.
Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Commander, for generations, Tikhonov has stood as one of
All
the
right.
Federation's economic and manufacturing centers.
And there we go, we got some friendlies.
House Liao has spent
Wolverine and a
generations
Wolfhound.
considerable resources turning Tikhonov into one of the most fortified systems in the inner sphere, which includes a network of anti-dropship orbital arrays here on Tikhonov's first moon, Doria. The Kestrel Lancers have been tasked with destroying the arrays and clearing the way for the remaining Lancer regiments to make planetfall. Your strike forces' assigned targets have been marked on your HUD. The remaining Kestrel Lancers will be executing similar strikes against targets of their own. Show the second what you are made of, Commander. With you.
So it looks like my allies are headed off that way. There might be some merit in sticking with them, just to keep them alive for as long as possible.
Target acquired.
Target eliminated.
Target destroyed.
Now, I'm not sure if those artillery stations actually activate or not.
Target destroyed.
Okay, it does look like
Enemy destroyed.
they're just sort of wandering around willy-nilly. You know what, even if they head that way, this location
Shine, we have to destroy these
is kind of closer. I guess not really.
Taking and holding them would pull resources away from the invasion.
Let's take a look here.
Their objective here is to take
That doesn't really look like it matters too much which one we go to. So,
positions on planet.
Might be better to just go to the far one
Is
first.
the reason humanity's seen 300 years of technological regression. All because of these bloody succession wars.
Okay.
Watch your tone, Tech. We have a job to do. We can argue about historical preservation later.
Target acquired.
Target destroyed!
Okay. Those are taken care of.
Target destroyed.
It's taken down. Alright. Let's keep everyone together.
Target acquired.
It'll be interesting to see if these artillery stations turn on. Won't be as bad as when we're in the King Crab and they turn on, but still not really going to be great
You're coming up on
if
one
we
of
have to
the
dodge
anti-drop arrays now, Commander.
artillery as
Only
well.
tangle with the defenders if you feel you need to. Once those guns are silenced, the militia will be stranded on this rock anyways. We have a long war ahead of us, so be sure not to take on any unnecessary risks.
Target acquired.
Anti-dropship batteries are active. Take them out.
New target.
Okay, a Vindicator. Alright. There's another enemy mech. That's an Irby. Okay, I can actually kind of get cover from this wall. Like I said, you just want to get that AC-20 down. Okay. That's, for the most part, crippled him. Alright. Irby's down.
Target acquired.
Try to get the rest of these guns down. I know I did not bring my best weapons for this. Okay, that's down.
Target acquired.
Shared targets engaged.
Okay.
Land target received.
Just gotta bring these guns down.
That's one installation down.
Alright.
Good work.
So first one's done.
This facility destroyed.
Here comes the drop ship,
New target blackjack.
as well as a mostly disabled blackjack. I'm not sure who was working on that, because it definitely wasn't me. But I am wondering what's going to come out of that drop ship. Okay, blackjack's down. Looks like a fire starter and a vindicator. Woo! This little PPC hit there. Okay, that's down. Alright, that's taken care of.
Target assassin.
And an assassin. I did just pick up a cantina mission for the assassin, so might as well try to complete it.
Target destroyed.
Alright. And he's down. So let's go hit that next objective. Try not to take too much unnecessary damage. We didn't really take salvage, so I guess it is a little bit of a waste fighting all these extra enemies. Okay.
Following your lead, Commander.
The archer's taking a bit of damage. Which is aggravating, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Target destroyed.
Oh,
New target Centurion.
what is that? It's just a Jenner. Alright. Now that hunchback is going to be a problem. Alright. Considerably less of a problem now. Alright, head's down. Jenner's down.
Dynasty unit has gone critical.
Almost got the Centurion down. Does look like the Kintaro's taking a good bit of damage.
Target destroyed.
Alright. Let's
Target acquired.
try to handle this quickly if we can. There's definitely a lot more guns on this side of the hill than the other one.
Target destroyed. Target
On it, Commander.
Alright, that's going pretty quick.
We have your targets, Commander.
damage low. Target acquired.
We're actually starting to run out of chem laser ammo, which is a bit of a pain.
Priority targets received.
It's not exactly efficient to use it against structures, which is what these guns are. They are technically structures.
Target destroyed. Target
I feel like they've got just a little bit too much health, all things considered.
Cruises Lancers Command.
Okay.
Kestrel Lancers reporting all installations
There we go.
destroyed. You are clear for approach.
And now we just gotta evac. So,
Return to your dropships and prepare your forces.
yeah, the Kintaro,
We'll see you
it took a beating, but surprisingly no armor breaks.
Stations, move to designated evac points on the double. We have an invasion to get to.
Alright, so we're not gonna waste too much time. We're just gonna try to get out of here.
Hostile neutralized.
Obviously, you know, we're gonna want some of these mechs available for later missions, so it's best not to, you know, dilly-dally, really. Why'd they have to put it all the way over there, you know? They expect you to go up and around the other way. One of my buddies will get it. Yeah, I mean, I think we did pretty well on this one. Obviously, like, we're a little bit beyond when these missions would normally be considered a challenge. They still hit you with some pretty solid stuff, but for the most part, we should be able to kind of breeze through the Kestrel Lancer missions, considering our mech roster.
Mount up and prepare for a hard burn out of here. Marshal Davion wants us planetside with the rest of the Lancers ASAP.
Enemy destroyed.
Alright, so not bad at all. Let's see. Nothing too crazy. No double heat sinks. It's always just worth checking at this point. I guess we'll just take some medium lasers. Okay. So, a solid opening salvo, but this war is just getting started. Doria was manned mostly by planetary militia. While they might have been some of the toughest militia in the inner sphere, they still don't hold a candle to the hardened CCAF regiments that call Tikhonov their home. Always assume the next fight is going to be tougher than the last, and that it will come sooner than you think, so be sure to pace yourself and your personnel out there. Our next operation is scheduled to commence in 15 days. If your mechs are in need of repair, be sure to get your tech started on them immediately. Even if they won't be ready for your next deployment, getting their repairs in the queue might be the difference between life and death in the coming months of this campaign. Always remember, Operation Rat will not be a sprint. It's going to be a marathon. So never overcommit to a single battle if it means that we'll lose the war. So obviously we're going to follow that advice. Just do a repair, 12 days, 9 days, 2 days, and 7 days. So not bad at all. But alright, that is going to be our time for today. I know I'm keeping this one a little bit on the shorter side, but I don't want to have episodes in excess of an hour, unless you guys like that. The reality is that the Liao career series will probably be replaced by a Rise of Rasselhog series, because that new DLC is coming out. So this might be kind of our last hurrah. We'll see just how many episodes end up getting done. There might be a little overlap, but keep an eye out, because there's going to be a lot more MechWarrior coming to the channel. So if you enjoyed what you saw here today, please like, comment, and subscribe. There's going to be more coming. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great day.